I'm Christine Persichetti with this Currents News update. Young Catholics are hitting the streets trying to help the homeless off of them. Teams of volunteers have been going out throughout the city to help those living in homeless encampments. Currents News' Emily Druby has the story from Sarah D. Roosevelt Park on the Lower East Side.
Rolling out the door of the Catholic Worker and down the street to Sarah D. Roosevelt Park, also in the Lower East Side.
Anything else?
Not just a cart of food, but a cart of hope, explains longtime volunteer Rocco Triano.
We go out to people who just having a rough time, and we just go out and just show a little love and give a little something, hot coffee, maybe a little sandwich.
Outreach to the local homeless by young volunteers, one of them, Tevin Williams from Brooklyn.
So to see so many people need services and need food and water, it's kind of shocking for me. So that's what's prompted me to go back.
Since July, the city moving 6,000 people from hotels back to barracks-style shelters, despite the recent uptick in COVID cases. The migration just halted temporarily by a federal judge so the city can figure out a safer way to relocate people as complaints arise of unsafe conditions.
The problems and confusion pushing many to find other places to call home, like this park, which has become a haven for the homeless. An estimated 2,000 people live on the streets and in the subway system.
So the Catholic Worker brings the help to them, delivering food right to the park.
Thank you very much.
While still having daily help from their East 1st Street location, Charles Augusta calls them a beacon of hope, especially during the pandemic.
It was rough, but they didn't give up. They were the only place that you could depend on.
In the Lower East Side, Emily Druby, Currents News.
When Kathy Hochul steps in to replace Andrew Cuomo, she'll make history as New York's first ever woman governor. Hochul, a Catholic, spoke today about taking the reins.
It's not something we expected or asked for, but I am fully prepared to assume the responsibilities as the 57th governor of the state of New York.
Governor Cuomo has been dogged by scandals. He leaves office in 13 days. By a slim Democratic majority, the U.S. Senate overnight passed a $3.5 trillion budget. But what Catholic clergy had feared has not come to pass. The Hyde Amendment has been saved. There was a push by Democrats to do away with the pro-life amendment last night, but moderate Democrat Senator Joe Manchin voted with Republicans to preserve the measure. Named after Republican Congressman Henry Hyde, the law enacted in 1976 was in response to the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision. It bars taxpayer money from being used for most abortions and is re-upped every year as a rider to federal spending bills. President Biden has said in the past that he would work to overturn the law. A repeal of the amendment would require both chambers of Congress. The House and the Senate are now in Democrats' control. Pope Francis sending his condolences for a French priest who was murdered in his own home.
Sua famiglia e a tutti I cattolici di Francia. Vi assicuro la mia partecipazione e la mia vicinanza spirituale.
Investigators say Father Olivier Mayer was beaten to death after he offered a Rwandan immigrant a place to stay while he was out on bail. The suspect has since turned himself in. The Vatican is also mourning the passing of a Spanish cardinal. Cardinal Eduardo Martinez Somalo died late Tuesday morning at the age of 94. For 14 years, Cardinal Somalo served as the Camerlengo, or the cardinal who confirms the Pope's death and takes care of events leading up to the conclave. Cardinal Somalo can be seen in iconic images from the funeral of Pope John Paul II, such as the ceiling of the Pope Saint's apartment. And finally tonight, Facebook likes can now really equal prayers online. The social media app is using a new feature that allows users to ask for prayers directly. To access the new feature, go to the Look for Recommendations option, then hit the smiley face icon at the bottom of the screen. Go to Activities and click on Looking for Prayers. People have been using the feature for big life events like job interviews and illnesses. That is this Currents News update. The newscast will be back to its full length this fall when we move to our new studio. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news.